Why do so few Americans live in this huge area of the East Coast? The East Coast is packed with people, millions living on top of each other, fighting for space. But there's a massive stretch of coast that's empty, beautiful beaches, ocean access, and still almost nobody lives there. This makes no sense. Humans always build on coasts, always. So why is this huge piece of beach abandoned? Something has kept people away from here, something from 200 years ago, and it's still working today. Today, we're revealing what happened and why it can never be fixed. Let's be clear about what we're talking about. The coast of Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. 700 miles of Atlantic Ocean coastline. Beautiful beaches. Warm weather most of the year. Perfect for beach towns and tourism. Yet only 10 million people live here. That sounds like a lot, until you compare it to other coasts. The New York metro area alone has 20 million people on just a tiny fraction of this coastline. Florida's East Coast has 10 million people on half the coastline. California's coast has 27 million people. This region has everything you'd want, hundreds of miles of beaches. Yet Americans avoid it. Major cities sit inland, not on the coast. Atlanta is 250 miles from the ocean. Charlotte is 175 miles from the ocean. Every single major city turned its back on the coast. Something is keeping people away, and it starts with a problem from 10,000 years ago. Cities need harbors, places where ships can stop and unload. New York has an amazing harbor. Boston has one. Baltimore has one. They all became huge cities because of their harbors. Now look at the 700-mile coastline. Only 2 cities have good harbors, Charleston and Savannah. That's it. 2 harbors in 700 miles. Why? Ice. Thousands of years ago, ice covered the north, giant ice sheets. When they moved, they dug deep holes in the ground. The ice melted. Water filled the holes. Perfect harbors. The South never had ice. No ice means no deep holes. No holes means no harbors. Instead, the South has sandy islands along the coast. Pretty islands, good for beaches, bad for ships. The water is too shallow. The islands move during storms. You can't build a port on sand that disappears. So the North got shipping, the South didn't. But harbors weren't the only problem. Without harbors, the South couldn't ship goods, so they farmed instead. Huge farms. Rice, cotton, tobacco. This made owners rich, but it killed the future. Here's why. Farms don't build cities, they prevent cities. Factories need workers living nearby. Workers build houses. Houses become neighborhoods. Neighborhoods become cities. Farms work differently. They use slaves. Slaves weren't paid, couldn't buy anything. No money meant no stores. No stores meant no towns. No towns meant no cities. Everything grown got shipped away. Nothing stayed. This lasted 200 years, and once a place develops one way, it stays that way. But farms also weren't the only problem. This coastline also gets destroyed constantly. Hurricanes. Since 1990, 56 hurricanes have hit this region. That's 2 every year. Only Florida gets hit more. Why does this coast get hammered? Location. Hurricanes start near Africa. They travel west across the Atlantic. Then they curve north. This coastline sits right where they curve. It's the worst possible spot. Hurricane Hugo in 1989. Hurricane Floyd in 1999. Hurricane Florence in 2018. You can rebuild after 1 hurricane, maybe 2. But when you're getting destroyed every single year, why bother? Businesses won't invest. Insurance companies won't cover you. People won't move there. And then there's one more massive problem.